How do you go on extended hikes with a puppy? So this is a problem that Greg and I have because we've now got Whimsy here. She's 15 weeks old. And when you talk to vets, they're very clear that you really shouldn't be doing any really strong physical activity with your dog when they're this size. So no like prolonged hikes or long walks. And the reason why is because the growth plates for the dog, they're still growing and they're still coming together. And there's the possibility that it can cause problems in the future with joints and hip issues. So we wanted to avoid that, but we still wanted to go on hikes together. So I went to see what options there were that we could still take Whimsy along. And so I looked at the backpacks and I'm trying out the K9 Sport Sack. This is the air version. It's for dogs up to about 30 pounds. And she's getting close to the 30-pound range right now. And we've gone on a few hikes, short hikes, mainly because she fusses. Right now is probably the calmest she has ever been in this sports sack. Normally she's fussing, moving from side to side, whimpering. You can probably see my neck is all scratched up from her nails as she's shifting from side to side. I normally wear a buff around my neck to try and protect it. But yeah, we've done sensitization with her in the sports sack. We've treated her. I've got treats on me right now, but it's been a pretty big hassle, let alone the fact that this isn't really built for 30 pounds, maybe for 10 pounds, 15 pounds, but it has the chest strap, which is good. It provides support, but it doesn't have a waist belt. So all of it's making me sort of hunch down so that the weight is more comfortable for me. If I had the waist strap, then at least the weight would be further down. But her head and her arms, they're all up here floating around. She's swinging from side to side. She's thrown me off balance a few times, but generally it just hasn't been a pleasurable thing to hike with her. So there are people out there who use the sports sack and they carry their dog on the motorcycle like this. I've been pretty skeptical about the idea of having a dog on your back on the motorcycle for a number of reasons. But I wanted to get this so that I can investigate further to see what it's really like to have a dog like this on the back of your motorcycle. So here I am on the bike with Whimsy and her K9 Sport Sack. First impression, this is not comfortable. The moment that I got on, she shifted her weight and we're like sliding over one side to the other until we got our balance. So I'm just imagining going through twisties and having her shift her weight from side to side. Like it is not going to feel comfortable.
So Jess and I don't like riding with those hydration packs on the jackets or those sort of backpacks. And those things maybe weigh 5 pounds worth of water. This is like 25 to 30 pounds worth of fluff and grizzle and chomper. So this is going to be fatiguing over time. I mean, you have to imagine.
Yeah, and I'm feeling the weight on my shoulders. Like this does not have a waist belt. All of the weight, her big head is up here. So I'm really feeling it. You can see my shoulders are already starting to get red from the pressure.
So we're talking maybe short spouts. I mean, maybe this is a ride to the Starbucks type of thing. Where we're located right now above Willits, California in the foothills, it's a 30-minute ride into the closest town. Yeah. And it is, what, 5 kilometers or something of dirt, of gravel. So this is how you'd have to ride out of here. One of my main concerns about this setup, beyond the fatigue, beyond sort of the rider's potential inability to ride at top performance, what happens in a get-off? Yeah. Right? So you're going to be extra fearful of sort of abandoning the bike if it starts to go over. Yeah. Because you don't feel sort of as nimble and agile as you should. Where do you come down? Do you come down on your dog? Yeah. Do you ensure that you do your best to not come down on your dog so that you come down on yourself? I mean, who should get more or less hurt in this situation? As opposed to the case where, you know, the bike starts to go over, it's a big heavy bike, you let that bike go, and you feel as confident and comfortable as you can that you're going to be okay, and that's where you want your dog to be sort of separately but equally protected in their own way. Yeah, and I can just feel the way that you can see that she's moving back and forth. If I were to go on the low side, like I would feel her. She would slide in front of me. It's not like she's very well secured to me just with this one strap. So it does feel very flimsy in terms of the protection that I would ever be able to offer her. So, you know, the other question is, Do you loosen this to the point where instead of being fully suspended on you, her butt is kind of resting on the seat?
How far down would I have to go? Quite far.
Yeah, and the adjustments involved. But there again, the question is, so, you know, she's still strapped to you. Maybe you don't have to carry the full weight of her, but in a get-off situation, which is ultimately what we're all concerned about, right? There's no safety issues as long as, you know, the bike doesn't go down and the ride is smooth and fine.
But I think your idea about loosening it so that it would be lower, I think that would be sort of a counter to what you would want, because the looser it is, the more flexibility she has to swing around, making it more unsafe for me as the rider of trying to just ride straight. Having her weight shift from side to side is what makes it dangerous.
Now, the other side of it too is, again, as an off-road rider, you're covering dirt and you need to stand up at times, right?
I don't know if I could stand with her on the back.
So that's its own issue. So decidedly, this is not a way that we want to ride with a dog. This is a 25 to 30 pound dog. This is not a 75-pound dog or a 100-pound dog. But I don't really know in what circumstance this is a safe or pleasurable way to ride with a dog of really any weight.
Yep. Whimsy's got her K9 Moto Cockpit on the back of my motorcycle, where she rides in the laying down position, she's strapped in, and she's in her padded and protected cockpit in the event of a crash or tip over. I wouldn't want to ride like this with her down the block, nor do I want to ride around the world with her like this.